Breaking news today. What's at stake when Erdogan goes to see Putin to try and fix the Black Sea grain deal? On Monday, Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who hopes to convince Putin to return to the Black Sea grain deal that Moscow abandoned in July. What's at stake and what you need to know is as follows. Where will the meetings be held? After weeks of back and forth about when and where the two leaders might meet, they have finally agreed to do so in Sochi, on Russia's southern coast. The Russian government decided 6 weeks ago not to renew the grain contract. Nearly 33 million metric tons, 36 million tons, of grain and other commodities were able to leave 3 Ukrainian ports safely despite Russia's war thanks to a deal brokered by the United Nations and Turkey in July 2022. Russia, however, withdrew after complaining that a separate agreement to facilitate Russian exports of food and fertilizer hadn't been fulfilled. Even though Moscow has shipped record amounts of wheat since last year, it has complained that shipping and insurance restrictions have hampered its agricultural trade. Turkey is a broker because, after Putin's withdrawal, Erdogan made several promises to renew the agreements that had prevented a food crisis in some regions of Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Ukraine and Russia are important sources of wheat, barley, sunflower oil, and other commodities for poor countries. Throughout Ukraine's 18-month conflict, Turkey's president has kept in close contact with Putin. Despite Western sanctions in the wake of Russia's invasion, Turkey has emerged as a key trading partner and logistical hub for Russian exports. However, NATO member Turkey has also shown its support for Ukraine by sending arms, meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and encouraging Kyiv to join the alliance. Ties between Russia and Turkey were not always cool. In July, Erdogan infuriated Moscow by allowing 5 Ukrainian commanders to return to their country. Russia had captured the soldiers and released them to Turkey under the condition that they stay in Turkey for the duration of the conflict. After a failed coup against Erdogan in 2016, Putin was the first major leader to offer his support, and the two authoritarian leaders are said to have developed a close relationship. Competitors from the past in the years that followed, trade between Turkey and Russia increased, and the two countries collaborated on projects like the Turkstream gas pipeline and Turkey's first nuclear power plant. Relations between Ankara and Moscow have regularly caused concern among Ankara's Western allies. Washington expelled Turkey from the US-led F-35 stealth fighter program in 2019 after it purchased Russian-made air defense missiles. Despite being on opposite sides in the conflicts in Syria, Libya, and Nagorno-Karabakh, relations between Russia and Turkey in areas such as energy, defense, diplomacy, tourism, and trade have flourished. Putin has faced domestic challenges since Erdogan's re-election in May, most notably the brief armed rebellion declared by late mercenary chief Yevgeny Prigozhin in June, which may make him appear as a less reliable partner. What does Russia need? Following Thursday's meeting between Russian and Turkish foreign ministers, during which Russia delivered a list of steps the West must take to allow Ukraine's Black Sea exports to resume, the two leaders met in Sochi. Erdogan has shown support for Putin's stance. On the Black Sea Agreement, he said in July that Putin had certain expectations from Western countries, and that it was crucial for these countries to take action in this regard. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres recently communicated with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, delivering what he called concrete proposals for resuming the Black Sea Initiative and expanding Russian exports to international markets. However, according to Lavrov, Moscow was unsatisfied with the letter. Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan described Turkey's intense efforts to revive the agreement as a process that tries to better understand Russia's position and requests, and to meet them. His next comment was, "There are many issues ranging from financial transactions to insurance.